Built on the side of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And off we go on Thursday night. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Fits it through the middle. Oh, this big guy is moving. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a 6-0 lead right away. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Gets it to him on the screen. Oh, putting him in the spin cycle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving. And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Now Hurts. Complete out to the right. And he drives it close to the red zone before going out. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
On first down, Hurts. Completed to his running back. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on third down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles finish off their opening drive. Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Pressure off left, and it's blocked!
Hey, I know it's early, but that's a block that's going to have some repercussions here later on. Trust me. That little chart that those coaches look at to help determine, do I go for two, do I kick it? Well, it now just got on speed dial and ramped up, because when you miss an extra point early, it always seems to affect that decision-making later.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Lamar off the play fake. Hauled in left side. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Bails out of the pocket quick. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Going left side, Williams with it. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
First down, here's Lamar. He's on the move. It's on the turf, ball's out, he lost it. And no turnover, it's going to stay with the offense. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next. Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
Now Jackson on 3rd down. Got Williams, and it's complete. And this is down all the way to the 3. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bottle, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes back.
And he gets in. Touchdown. The Ravens take a 7-point lead in the first. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that can score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
A play fake now Hurts to throw. Hits his running back. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Ravens bring an extra DB out there. 3rd down coming up. Finds a man right side. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st down throwing for Hurts. Sheds off the rusher. Chance here for one final play before the end of the quarter. Second down, Hurts throwing again. This finds Smith. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. So we're through one as everyone tries to stay warm. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Eagles have the football. They'll be set up with 3rd and only 1. Complete beyond the marker. He's got the 1st down grab and still going. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Hurts throwing again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Handoff on... Ball's out! The ball's out! He lost it! And this is picked up by the Ravens! And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Look, you know I'm always trying to be positive, partner. You take away the ending, it was a great drive. Everything they were hoping for, but all that work and effort, it's gone.
And all that people are going to remember is that ending, Kate. That's all that unfortunately matters for this offense.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing now following the turnover. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Eagles take possession of the football.
I know he started to play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. That would make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. Plowing. He loses the football. And he's in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles picked up the fumble and ran it home. That right there was impressive, Brock. Even with the fumble, absolutely no panic on his part. Finding that football, keeping the play going, and taking it in for 6.
I am just hearing my old offensive coordinator, Tom Moore, say, whoever plays the hardest the longest wins. And that's what you got to do. You got to play harder. You got to play longer than your opponent. And when you get an opportunity, go seize it.
After seeing his point after blocks, he's got to stay out there and kick it off. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. He's out in the clear. They got 24 yards on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. 1st down, and they go right back to it. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tyler Nubin with the tackle. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Devin White hauls him down. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. On target to his man Higgins. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Connects on the crosser. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st down read option. He keeps it running right. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens grow the lead to 7. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Now we'll see them try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens grow their lead to 8. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Nate Wiggins getting up to end that play.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Short pass brought in. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. It is Cup left side. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Let's see what they went with on third down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Coverman is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. The Eagles are in punt formation. And he's hoping for good results on his first look of the night. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. Pulled in at the 20. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the Ravens will go on offense. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Play action now with Jackson. Launches one deep downfield. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
They'll give it to Williams on the option. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Jackson now on third. On the move, headed right. Big gain downfield. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 37 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. First and 10. Here's Jackson. Buys time, rolling right. He's got it inside the 10. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Chased out to his right. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
And again, it's Jackson. Forced out to his right. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So they'll be left with 3rd and goal.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Lamar throwing again. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that brings up 4th and goal. Talk about coming up clutch with that contact on 3rd and goal, partner. And now a decision for this offense to make on 4th down.
We know how hard it can be defensively in these goal-to-go situations. We know that you have got to be on point, every attention to detail. That's a job well done by that defense.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with a touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Back to throw it. He puts some juice on it deep. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. On the play fake, it's Hurts. Caught by the open man. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Running in the red zone. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles cut into the lead coming out of halftime. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
They want to run it across. And he's almost there, but no! They stop him at the last moment. Wow, he's going to be just inches shy of that two-point conversion. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Second half starts with a run by Williams. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Another run for Williams. He made it 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Play fake, Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
Moss hauls it in. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first. Lamar off the play fake. He sends this one to the end zone. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Give to Williams from the gun. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Brought down by Jalen Carter. He gets a couple, and he'll bring up 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Called in left side. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Ravens first down. Straight ahead with Williams. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
2nd and 13. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Third and long for him here. He's got it near the 8. Touchdown, Baltimore. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Hurts now from the gun. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. Thrown at the depth where linebackers coming to play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens go up by 19. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. No return as this bounces into the end zone. The ball's coming out to the 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Hurts back to the air after the pick. He lets one fly deep downfield. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back now, pressure on its way. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates now as a receiver in the open field.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. He has the first over the middle. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Hurts throwing again. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. It was there, he just couldn't corral it. So it's second down coming up.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. A risky throw, and they're going to intercept it. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick six. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Now, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and they had somebody there waiting for it that time.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens grow their lead yet again. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Handoff now from the gun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have second and 3. That's completed out to the right. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10. Here's Hurts. He beams one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles get it back to a 19-point deficit.
Eagles 26.
Well, good news here. This is one kick that can't be blocked as he sends this away. Brings in the kick at the 9. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. We've reached the end of the third quarter on this Thursday night. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the fourth quarter. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And this run is stopped after getting up past the 35. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Here's a give up the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach 3rd down.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down, but instead the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy, and their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That offensive line and that O-line coach got to look at those pictures and figure something out, because you cannot let a defensive tackle defeat your block at the point of attack, or you're going to get a negative run time after time.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Eagles will be backed up a good bit to begin the drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Put the body on the line for his team. It's a gain of 22. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Those routes across the field become oh so dangerous the longer that play progresses. It gives him more time to get free, wiggle away from that man-to-man coverage. And with enough time, it's almost inevitable he'll find enough space for a completion.
On 1st down, Hurts. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground. Not on the same page with his tight end. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Hurts setting up to throw. That one's complete right side. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Third and just 2 to go. Back to throw, Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Williams now on 1st and 10. And finally, they're able to bring him to the ground. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. They stay on the ground with Williams. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Running for the marker with Williams. He gets the 1st and more inside the 15. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Get some space around midfield. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. Well, he had a chance to pull up and avoid the hit, Brock, but we knew the outcome from the moment he decided not to and made contact. That flag came out. Roughing the passer on that last play, and that's always going to lead to an automatic first down. Hurts to throw. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And the Ravens have it as he records his 7th interception of the season. Well, he's had the kind of scoring day you love to see out of him. 3 touchdowns in the book so far, but now 3 interceptions thrown as well. Gotta do without those.
Yeah, you do. The aggressiveness has helped him find the end zone several times, but it's also led him to find defenders several times as well. You got to figure this out. It's a quarterback teeter-totter. How to dial the mistakes back while keeping that aggressive mindset as well.
And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Ravens very close to an 11th win this season. Second down now, 7 to go. Up the gut they go with Williams. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. A handoff to Williams. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused, and they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. the tackle, still going. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. First and 10 from the 41. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And they pick him off again. Picked off by Tre'Davious White. And the Ravens will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
I don't know about you, but I'm a little surprised that one didn't make it all the way back for 6. Took some amazing effort from the guys making the tackle to save a touchdown, but still an outstanding return from a defense that sensed they needed the big play, and they found it.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So it ends as a win for the Ravens. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much better brand of football.